Now, the political temperature is rising in Belfast on the eve of one of the province's most controversial parades. This Sunday, the Orange Order will attempt to march from the church at Drumcree down the Garvaghy Road. Our Northern Ireland reporter Fiona Weir has been gauging feeling in the province.
The march at Drumcree Church outside Portadown became a flashpoint during the 1990s. The Orange Order had walked the historic route since 1807, but since 1998 they've been prevented from walking through the predominantly nationalist Garvaghy Road. To show their opposition to the ruling, each and every Sunday since then at 1 o'clock, the Orangemen gather at the church and walk down the hill to the bridge, where they ask permission to proceed, and it is denied. For any parade to go ahead, an application needs to be lodged with the Northern Ireland Parades Commission 3 weeks in advance. The Orange Order, however, defied this ruling this year, only handing their application over to the PSNI last Sunday.
The Parades Commission have done absolutely nothing to help resolve the situation at Drumcree. Secondly, there have been a number of illegal parades organised by Republican groups. No one, as far as we are aware, has been spoken to, let alone been prosecuted. And that was the third reason that the Public Prosecution Service appeared to have done nothing, because the police tell us that they have submitted files to the PPS and they have chosen not to prosecute.
Yesterday, the Parades Commission ruled that the Drumcree parade may go ahead, but the Portadown Orangemen have been forbidden from marching down the Garvaghy Road.
It is not about them not actually getting out to their church at all. There is an alternative route, and in fact, if they just go home the way that they came, that is really what the people of the Garvaghy Road want them to do, so that they then can live their lives in relative peace and calm, and everybody can, be happy on that day.
Now the area around the church is peaceful, and it's hard to imagine the barbed wire and barricades of the 1990s, where the Orangemen stood on the hill, cows now graze, and where the police and army waited in full riot gear. The fields are now fallow, but the Police Service of Northern Ireland have prepared for the worst.
So what will happen on this bridge in Drumcree on Sunday is anybody's guess. All the parties concerned hope that it won't deteriorate into the sort of violence we saw in the 1990s. Fiona Weir, Forces News, Northern Ireland.
Well, earlier I spoke to Northern Ireland affairs expert Alan Murray in Belfast, and I started by asking him what he thinks will happen this weekend.
I think that what we'll see is the probability that the Orangemen will go, as they've done in previous years, to the barrier with the police, and the likelihood is they'll hand in a letter of protest, and that may be it. The difficulty is that we have a little bit of added script in relation to the failure to put in the application, so we don't know this year whether there will be something extra.
The first time in 12 years that paperwork has been submitted beyond the deadline. Why now?
Well, basically the Orangemen are saying that dissident Republicans have carried out parades and marches, albeit small parades and small marches, without submitting any application to lawfully parade. And they're saying, well, if nothing is done against them when they do that, why should anything be done against us if we were to act similarly? Now, whether they actually do push it beyond the barrier and say, well, we're going to try and get down the Garvaghy Road, it remains to be seen. It would be a pretty big development if they actually did go that far.
The Orangemen then, as you say, Alan, trying to make a point, basically, a little bit of brinkmanship. Is there a danger this could go further? Could this escalate?
Well, it could go beyond the area, in the sense that there were disruptions yesterday. There were 4 vehicles burned out. Police came under a petrol bomb attack in Craigavon, not in this exact area, but in the same general vicinity. So there is the potential for elements there alongside the dissident Republicans to engineer a situation involving the Orangemen. If the Orangemen were to push beyond the barrier, then that would maybe take us into quite a dangerous situation in that area.
Northern Ireland affairs expert Alan Murray talking to me a little bit earlier on.